Have you ever wondered what it takes to make a busy intersection like this one function in a safe and efficient manner? Imagine having to pick up the trash for nearly 500,000 people every week and on time. What if we had no trash collection? What if you or a family member required emergency help in the middle of a snowstorm? Who makes it possible for emergency services to get through and on time? Could you imagine being responsible for maintaining all city-owned buildings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? How do all of these things happen? More importantly, who makes all of these things happen?
Hello, my young friend.
Hey.
I overheard your question in reference to our vital services we have here in the city of Virginia Beach, especially in public works. If you have a few minutes, we can go see those sites.
I would love that. This is my good friend Jason Cosby, who just happens to be the director of Public Works. So Jason, where do we go from here?
Well, let me arrange transportation. Kim, please send my driver.
As usual, Jason is off to another one of his meetings, so he dropped me off here at Traffic Management. And we're here with Frank Hickman of Traffic Management. Frank, you got to tell me, what goes on in this high-tech place?
We're about information flow. We're talking about information in terms of the status of our traffic signal control network and the status of the cars that are traveling on that network.
Okay, in any given day, how many cars, do you have any idea? You watch go through all these intersections?
Depending on the intersection, upwards of 75,000 cars a day. That's the beauty of having a system like this. We can now see.
So basically everything you're looking at is real time, boom, just as it happens, and you can divert traffic around as you see fit.
Real-time information. We're going to develop a tie-in with the 911 center so that they can get these visuals as well, so that they can see incidents when they happen and know how to route public service vehicles to those points if they need to.
Well, Frank, thanks very much. I really learned a lot about this high-tech palace you have here.
You're quite welcome. Come back anytime.
Thank you. So who decides what goes where and how? Where do the lights and streets go? How does an idea become a reality? It starts with a plan and a design. Someone has to do all of this and see that it gets built. Traffic Engineering is the group that pulls this together, and Bob Guy is their leader. We caught up with Bob and he explained their role in shaping the city's traffic plans.
What Traffic Engineering does is we're responsible for the safe and efficient flow of traffic on the streets of Virginia Beach. So we look at pedestrians, we look at bicycles, and we look at motor vehicles to make sure that they can safely use the system and all work the system together. We design new traffic signals. We look at the warrants, whether a traffic signal is needed. So we do that by looking at traffic accidents and whether a traffic signal will improve traffic flow, whether it will reduce traffic accidents. Traffic Engineering would look at the design of the brand new traffic signal, whether it needs turn lanes, whether it needs more signal heads, or what type of traffic signal that we're talking about. We have to look at traffic signals from an engineering standpoint from both traffic flow as well as safety, and there's always a balance.
Well, now we know what role engineers play in our day-to-day traffic, but there are many different roles and jobs that engineers have to tackle in public works. Let's go check them out. I know what most of us think when we think about engineers. That can't be right. Is there a John Fowler here?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, John, can I talk to you about engineering?
Sure, come on in. Well, Public Works Engineering does a lot of different things. One thing I like to say, though, is it has a lot of good people in it. I'm really fortunate to have an excellent staff, not just the engineers, but the surveyors, the CAD operators, inspectors, and the admin staff. But we do a lot of things. One of the main things is projects. We typically have about 180 projects underway at any one time in various phases. Our traffic folks are trying to make sure the traffic is moving safely. Our coastal folks are trying to make sure that the sand stays on the beach and out of the channels and inlets. Our stormwater people are doing their best to make sure that things don't flood when they shouldn't, and that the water quality stays good in this city. Our transportation people will work with VDOT and the Regional Transportation Authority to do as many transportation improvements as we can. And our building people, if it's not a school, it's a city building, they're generally the ones that design it and build it. Virginia Beach is really a very special city, and the infrastructure that we help design and build helps it be that special city.
So we might think that once the engineers come up with a plan, we're ready to get things started with building something. Most of us look at a project as it happens and think someone got a bulldozer and started pushing dirt and everything fell in place. But that's not so. That's where the Real Estate and Contracts divisions come in. Jim Lawson and his staff in real estate assess and purchase the property that is needed for a project. The contract staff works with them and the engineers to be sure they have the required documents and contracts that are needed before a project can even begin. This all takes place at the Business Center in the administrative offices at Public Works. These people have to do their jobs before the other jobs can begin. So everything gets planned and designed and built. Is that it for Public Works? Not quite. Someone has to take care of everything, clear the snow off the streets, repair the streets and potholes, clear the stormwater drains, maintain and repair all city-owned buildings, and all the many other things it takes to keep the city running. This is where operations comes into the picture.
Public Works Operations is responsible for maintenance of all the city-owned infrastructure, outside of schools and outside of public utilities. This includes all the streets, highways, stormwater, mosquito control, building maintenance, and traffic operations. One aspect of the role of Public Works Operations is that of a first responder. We are as much a first responder in emergencies as police, fire, and rescue. As an example of that, the recent Christmas snowstorm, while everyone else in the city hit the snooze alarm, the folks in Public Works Operations, streets and stormwater primarily, were putting their boots on and climbing into trucks to go out and brave the storm and get the city back online. This is the largest snowstorm event we've had in 30 years. It happened during the holidays, and these folks are not only skilled, but they're dedicated too. And we didn't have any problem in recalling those folks to come in and dig the city out and get prepared for the holidays. They have the skills and the dedication necessary to meet the demands and the resources necessary to meet the demands of maintaining of a city this size.
Listening to Mark and learning about all the jobs that have to be done by Public Works Operations and seeing all the vehicles they use, I have to think, wow, snow plows, sand trucks, front-end loaders, dump trucks, and then you add all the other vehicles the city relies on, fire trucks, police cars, ambulances, helicopters. And I'm thinking, I have got to meet the person responsible for maintaining all of these vehicles.
The city's fleet management, our fleet consists of over 4,100 vehicles and pieces of equipment. And of that, about 2,300 are licensed vehicles, which are cars, trucks of various sizes. We also have some air support. We have helicopters and planes that the city maintains. We're in charge of maintaining for preventive maintenance, for breakdowns, for heavy maintenance that occurs. Those are things we do, but our real mission is not to fix vehicles. Our real mission is to make sure that the public safety vehicles are available so that we can continue to have the safest city in the country, to keep our waste management fleet running so that we can pick up garbage when it needs to be picked up, to keep all the rest of our fleet going so that we can maintain the streets in the city and just keep everything else flowing.
One place we haven't visited is perhaps one of the first things people think of when you mention Public Works, waste management. The wonderful people who are kind enough to take all the trash away from my home every week. I went there to talk to John Barnes.
John, I see you guys out there picking up trash every day, especially in the trucks that pick up the black containers that we all wheel out to our curb. My first question is, on any given day, how much trash do you guys pick up?
Anywhere from 500 to 1,000 tons a day. Our primary disposal is one of the SIPSA transfer stations. The transfer stations are operated by SIPSA, and the transfer stations are where the collection vehicles will offload their materials. They'll be loaded onto tractor trailers, and from there they're taken to either the waste energy plant or the regional landfill. In addition to the automated service, we also provide curbside yard debris collection of leaves and grass and prunings, that sort of thing. We have a special collections, a bulky item collection. We generally put 70 collection trucks on the road every day.
Wow, it must be really difficult trying to keep all these services going on a daily basis. How do you do it?
Well, we have really skilled, knowledgeable, and dedicated employees that take a lot of pride in what they do, all the way from collections to customer service to our landfill operations.
Actually, speaking of the landfill, I need to get out there and have a look at that place.
Can I give you a ride?
Actually, I hear the sound of my driver pulling up now.
Oh,
Well, don't get me wrong, it's not what you think. But I want to thank you very much for your time today, sir.
thank you.
All right, John, bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Jason. You brought me to the dump. Now what?
No, actually, this is the City of Virginia Beach landfill.
Oh.
This landfill is very important to the region. Not only just important to the city of Virginia Beach, but for the region being every city there. Because this landfill actually receives 200,000 tons of wasted energy ash that's coming from the plant.
Wow.
Citizens of Virginia Beach actually can come here on a monthly basis and drop off their bulky items and other debris from their home.
Oh, okay. Now, somebody told me that you guys actually found a way to make money out of the methane gas that is stored here.
Yes, we do. Our contractors actually extract methane for energy purposes through our landfill.
So, is this also capable of handling hazardous materials waste as well?
Yes, we also have convenience centers for people to drop off their hazardous waste materials and also their aerosol cans and all the etc. Please drop it here because it's much more safer here than actually having it in our trucks.
Well, I have to say, Jason, I had no idea how much goes on at a dump like this. Excuse me, at a landfill like this. But at the end of the day, this is not exactly my idea of a walk in the park, so.
If you want to park, my friend, I got a park.
My gosh, where are we? This place is beautiful.
We in Mount Trashmore. This used to be a landfill, similar to where we just left off at, the City of Virginia Beach landfill.
So you're telling me where we just were, this place here used to look like that?
Yes.
My gosh, now that's what I call taking nothing and making something out of it. So Jason, is this the best part of Public Works?
Oh no, this is the best part of Public Works.
Thank you. Come on, Ford. Let's go.